Lovely. Laying on your backs. We're just going to start with some nice hip circles here. So you can support your back with your elbows, guys. You want to keep one knee bent and extending up the leg. Drawing it up as high as you can towards your nose, and then letting it drop out to the side as low as you can to the floor, and circle it back and around. So we're going to go 30 seconds in one direction and 30 seconds in the opposite. I'll give you guys a minute to get yourselves ready. Clock on. Lovely, guys, and off we go. So 30 seconds, bringing that leg up as close as you can to your nose, keeping nice tension in your leg. So squeezing that quad, pointing your toe. See how wide you can bring that leg out to the floor while keeping both hips in contact with the floor. So you don't want to twist off the floor. Okay, and reverse that direction. So bringing it out wide and then up to the sky and down the center. See if you can really actively pull your leg into the widest circle possible using your muscles. And breathe. 10 more seconds. Very nice, guys. And we switch leg. We'll get straight into it. If you're like me, you might hear some pops and cracks. That's okay. Nice deep breath. You feel a little bit of core activity here as well. Starting to feel my abs. All right, 30 seconds, and we bring it in the opposite direction. Very nice, guys. Keep nice tension in that leg. Keep squeezing your knee. Lovely. 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to bring you guys into a standing straddle position. Higher for me. So taking those feet nice and wide, toes facing forward, bringing your hands onto your hips, and you're just going to reach those hips back, coming to a parallel position and back to upright. So 30 seconds here, guys, reaching those hips back, feeling a nice stretch right into the top of your hamstrings and glutes. Reaching those hips a little bit further every time. And make sure you keep a nice flat back. You're not rounding as you fold over. That back remains as flat as possible. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Lovely, guys. Let you catch your breath. You might want to bring your feet a little bit closer here. If you want to turn your toes out slightly, you can. We're going to go for 30 seconds of wide squats. What I'm looking for here is that your knee tracks your big toe. So your knees don't fall inside your toes. You're drawing those knees out to your baby toe on every squat. All right, guys, off we go for 30 seconds. Lovely. Little bit of a heart raiser here, guys. Get you nice and warm. Lovely. 5 seconds. And relax. Our last warm-up one then, guys. We're going to go super wide with those feet again. And wider than you nearly feel like you can. And we're coming down into our Cossack squat. So if you're not quite there yet, you can just do a side lunge by reaching those hips back. See if you can get your hips to parallel. But if you can, we're going to drop down all the way with our hips, taking our hamstring onto our calf. So off we go, guys. 60 seconds of this one, nice and slow. Very nice. And to assist you getting lower, if you want, you can pick your heel up off the floor, coming onto the ball of your foot. Very nice, Carly. Just to get that full compression in the knee. Lovely, guys. Another 20 seconds. Take your time. You can spend 5 or 10 seconds on one side. Lovely. The focus here is getting as low as you can rather than getting in as many reps as possible. Sinead, you might go a little wider with the feet. There you go. All right, guys, and that's your 60 seconds. So shake it off, take a little breath. We're going to come into a little hip opener stretch next. So coming into your spider lunge, guys, taking your back knee to the floor. You can join me here. Lovely. And you're going to take your hand onto your knee and just drive it out to the side, but keep your foot in contact with the floor. From here, I'm going to twist up, looking up to the ceiling, and just allow those hips to sink forward and down. Just show you this position. So my right hand is on my right knee. I'm going to draw it outwards and twist and look up. And you should feel lots of nice hip opening here. Holding for 30 seconds. Good, so pushing that knee out, but keeping your foot fully in contact with the floor. Lovely, 20 more seconds. Breathe into that twist. Lovely, 10 seconds. Very nice, guys. You can take that leg back. I'm going to come on the opposite side. So get a good bit of space between your foot and your knee. If that foot is tucked under the knee, you're not going to get the full benefit of that stretch. So take a big step forward. Give the hips space to lean forward and down. And then we're going to take that hand, draw the knee out, and twist for 30 seconds. Lovely. Very nice position, guys. And breathe. Nice big inhales. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Very nice. So if you join me, guys, at the top of your yoga mat, we're going to come down into our squat as low as you can. Let gravity do its work here. Let your hips pull all the way back and down. Lovely. I'll wait for everyone to join me here. Flat feet if you can. If you're not quite this low, guys, if you're up a little bit higher, that's totally fine. Just means you get a bit more of a workout. And we're just going to walk to the top of our yoga mat and back again. So I'm going to lift my hips about 1 inch. So I'm in an active position. And I'm going to walk all the way to the top of my mat. And then I'm going to walk all the way back again. When you get back, we're going to take a 10-second rest where you relax. Bring the elbows to the inside of those knees. Draw them out. Take a couple of deep breaths. One more breath. And we're going to go for that walk forward and back again. So slightly lift the hips so they're active. Try to keep your full foot on the floor. Little steps. This is going to really warm up those hips. Once you get back, relax. Take the elbows to the inside of the knee. Push them out. 10 seconds. Lovely, guys. Okay, we're going to come back into our spider lunge here. So I'm taking a really nice wide lunge, keeping my back knee off the floor this time. And from here, guys, your feet are going to stay in the same position, but you're going to lift your hips and turn them back into your Cossack squat. So I'm coming from my spider lunge, lifting my hips and dropping them in to my Cossack squat. Lovely. If you need, you can pull that heel off the floor. You can take both hands onto the floor. You've got cramping going on in the Gilligan house. And guys, from here, you're going to use your hands. I want you to walk your hands over, bringing yourself into your spider lunge on the opposite side. Let your hips sink. And then when you're ready, you're going to lift them and turn yourself into your Cossack squat again. When we're in this Cossack squat, my straight leg, foot and knee are pointing up to the ceiling. So we're really opening those hips. Very nice, guys. We're going to walk back to the first side. So walk your hands on the floor. Find your spider lunge. Let those hips fall through nice and open. And then when you're ready, twisting into your Cossack squat again. Lovely. I'm actually using my shoulder, guys, to push that knee outwards. So I'm creating as much space in those hips as I can. And guys, just have a look. If that leg, the straight leg, if your knee and foot is pointing forward, I want you to twist it. So the knee and the foot are pointing up to the sky. Lovely. Okay, here we go. Back to the other side. Walk yourself over. Find your spider lunge. Take a couple of seconds here. Let the hips fall forward and down. And then twist yourself into your Cossack squat. Really good work, guys. Okay, lovely. When you're ready, up you get. Whew, grab a drink of water. That felt like a little bit of a workout. For the next part, guys, we're going to be standing. So if you have a wall or a chair, something that you can hold on to for balance, will make this a little bit easier. Just going to lift my camera a little higher here. There we go. So the first thing we're going to do, guys, I'm just going to use the wall here. Standing nice and upright. Make sure my hips are fully open. So I don't have a hinge at my hip. I'm going to stand up nice and tall. And with my right leg, I'm just going to do a side leg lift out to the side. And as you can see, it doesn't come too high. If I twist my hips or hinge, I can get lots of height. But I'm going to keep my knee and my foot facing forward. So it just comes to a little point where I can feel a blockage and I take it down again. We're going to do that for 30 seconds, guys. Let you get set up. Hold on to something for balance. And here we go. You should feel the top of your glute working almost immediately. And you'll also feel your supporting leg doing a lot of work. 10 more seconds. Take a little pause at the top of that lift and slowly lower it back and relax. Whew. So you should feel the supporting leg working and also the top of the glute of that moving leg. So same leg, guys, I'm going to take my foot behind my knee. Show you this way, like so. From that position, I'm going to draw my knee back and then try to lift my foot and knee away from my body. So from the side, I'm going to draw my knee back and then try and lift it back, keeping my knee and foot in line, and back to my knee again. So I'm going to do 30 seconds in this movement. Just make sure you guys are ready, and off we go. So the foot starts at the back of the knee, and as you lift, think of lifting your knee and your foot in line together. So the knee and the foot move back together. Lovely. Really pull that knee wide, guys. Pull the knee out to the side. Lovely, Jackie. Again, it shouldn't be a big movement here. And the foot should come straight back from the knee, not out to the side. Lovely, guys. And we leave it there. We're going to take a little stretch next. So with the same leg, I'm now taking that foot to the front of my knee. And I'm going to sit my hips back and down, coming into a nice standing pigeon pose. So hold on to something here for balance. As you sit back and down, you can drop your chest forward and you feel a really nice stretch into that outer hip. Lovely, guys. Keep holding here, 20 seconds. And if you're doing it freestanding, well done. That supporting leg is going to get a bit of work. Lovely. Really reach those hips back, guys. 3, 2, 1. And we're going to come on the opposite side. So get that nice tall posture. Squeeze your glutes. Your hips are nice and open. And nice and controlled side leg lifts. Pausing at the top. If I show you from this way, so you can see it's not very high, guys. If you have those hips fully open, you'll know what I mean. You feel that muscle working almost immediately. Try not to hinge. Then it's really easy to lift your leg as high as you can if you start to move the body. So keep everything still and just a controlled leg lift. Lovely, guys, and relax. So I'm just going to demonstrate the next one for you again. So I take my foot to the back of my knee. Very important here that I draw my knee back so it's in line with my foot. And then from here, I'm trying to lift my knee and my foot in a straight line backwards. So from the front, it will look like this. So my foot is staying behind my knee, not lifting out to the side. It's coming straight back. Very small movement. You're going to feel it here almost immediately. Off we go. So very small movement. Don't know about you guys, but I'm sweating even from all this demo work. 10 more seconds. Hold on to something if you feel like you're falling over. Super, guys, and rest. We're taking our foot to the front of our knee, reaching those hips back as if you're sitting into a chair. Really reach the hips back, guys. Try and keep your shin vertical and hold here for 30 seconds. Lovely. You can hold onto something. Really nice. Ten more seconds. And relax, guys. Good news, we're coming back down onto the floor and we're going to be laying down for this next one. Did you all feel that in the outer hip? Yeah. So that active mobility kind of stretching work will help you to gain strength in those end ranges and make you more flexible as well. And Guys, you do need a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, even a towel or a cushion will work perfectly for this. So something that you're going to put between your knees that you can squeeze, okay? So I'm going to give you a little demo. We're going to lie comfortably on our back. I'm going to engage my core by pulling my hips up, pressing my low back into the floor. I can keep my head rested, and I'm going to lift my knees. I should really feel my core working now. Place my yoga block between my knees. From here, I'm going to squeeze my yoga block as tight as I can and draw my feet away from each other, working on that internal hip rotation, pausing at the widest range that I have, and then coming back to center. So if I show you from this angle, I'm squeezing my yoga block, drawing my feet away, keeping them in line with my knees, pause, and bring them back in. You really feel this one, guys, in that outside hip as well. Okay, so let me get set up. I'm going to move through reps for 30 seconds. Lovely. So knees are above hips, and then feet are in line with your knees. So nice 90-degree angles. So the first thing I want you to focus on is squeezing the yoga block or whatever is between your knees. And off we go, guys. You're going to pull your feet as wide as you can. Pause at your widest range, and then controlled, bring your feet back together. So squeeze that block. That's going to help you to activate the muscle and pull your feet wider apart. Very nice, guys. So keep moving in and out, but slowly. We've got another 15 seconds. Very nice. And if you can match your breath. Exhale as you draw your feet apart. Inhale as you bring them together. And relax, guys. You can stay where you are. We're very simply going to move that block in between our feet. And we're going to do the same thing, but with our knees this time. So I'm going to squeeze my block or cushion between my feet and draw my knees as wide as I can. So external rotation. This time I'll feel it in a slightly different place and then bring them together again. So squeeze the block. It's okay if the soles of your feet roll together. Get your knees as wide as you can and back in again. All right. So get yourselves ready. Going in 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. And as I said, it's a bit wobbly with it between your feet. If your feet roll to soles together, that's totally okay. Just focus on getting those knees as wide as you can. And don't forget, guys, to squeeze that object between your feet. Really good work. Get to the widest range that you have. Pause and bring it back together. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Guys, great work. We're going to roll onto our belly. We're going to take a nice stretch here. So in my belly, I'm going to bring my feet up, bring the soles of my feet together. Then I'm going to draw my knees as wide as I can. And I'm going to allow my feet hang back towards the ground. Okay, so if I show you from this way, bring the soles of my feet together. Bring my knees as wide as I can and then drop my feet away from my hips towards the floor. And I should feel a nice stretch in those hips. Very nice, Aoife. Good, Jenny. Good, Carly. Lovely, guys. So just hang out here for a minute. Let the weight of your feet do the stretching work. So you kind of get into this position where it's almost blocking, and then your feet fall out. You feel that nice hip stretch. Let's take some deep breaths here, guys. Take your knees wider if you can. Keep the soles of your feet together. 10 more seconds, and we're going to do all that sequence again. Lovely work, guys. Okay, so one more time, going through our feet apart, then knees apart, and we'll come back into our final stretch then today. So coming back onto your back, get your object between your knees, engage that core, so press your lower back into the floor, squeeze your object so you're nice and active, and off we go, guys. Draw those feet as far as you can. Try to bring your awareness to your hip muscles and feel them pulling those knees apart, or feet apart, should I say. Take a second with your feet as wide as they can. Last 5 seconds. Excellent. Okay, we're going to move our object in between our feet. Starting with your knees together, squeeze your feet together and draw those knees apart. Off we go. Exhale as they pull apart. Inhale as you bring them in together. 10 more seconds. Last one. Whew. I certainly feel that, guys. Lots of stuff going on there, lots of working muscles. Okay, our final one, we're going to come into our frog stretch, and we're going to be here for 3 minutes. Very important on this one, guys, if you have cushions or blankets, anything to put under your knees to make you as comfortable as possible. So for anyone who hasn't done this one before, I'm going to give you a quick demo. So I'll start with my knees just at the edge of my yoga mat here. And then I'm going to walk my knees and my feet as far away from each other as I can, making sure that my ankle is in line with my knees as they come apart. And then once I get into position, I'll take my elbows down to the floor, but making sure you have something comfortable under those knees because we're going to be here for 3 minutes. Maybe a cushion under your elbows as well. Okay, so my ankle is behind my knees, and then my knee and my hip is also in line here. I'm going to check you guys in your position, and then we'll start the clock. If you've done this one with me before, you know how yummy it is done, all right? Lovely, guys. So walk those knees as wide as you can. Okay, that clock is on. It looks like we're all settled in. And guys, bring your focus to your breath. Nice long inhales. Maybe hold your breath for 3 seconds before you do a nice long exhale. And again, give yourself 3 seconds before you breathe in again. Really good work. We're not going to do any additional stretching here today. We're just resting for 3 minutes. If you feel the need to move or fidget, guys, you can do some gentle rocks backwards with your hip. But try to stick with me for those 3 minutes. We're 1 minute in already. Great work, guys. We're over halfway. Final 30 seconds. Super work. Three, two, one. Guys, gently as you can drop those hips forward to the floor. This one can be tough to get out of, and then draw your legs together. Whew. And I like to just come back into a kneeling position here and just rock those hips side to side after that one. That is definitely one of the tougher hip stretches, so well done. All right, guys, you can bring it in when you're ready.